Thanks for clicking on to the Sunday afternoon edition of Vogan's European Outlook. Over the next several days, we're going to see temperatures warming up initially over Spain and France, and eventually into the at least the southern half of the UK, with temperatures knocking the door of the low 20s by the time we reach, if not tomorrow afternoon, certainly by Tuesday afternoon. But with that warmer air, we're going to start to see Saharan dust coming up from the south as well, all courtesy of a very deep area of low pressure to the west of Spain and Portugal at the moment. That is acting as a wheel, drawing not only the warm air but also the dusty air from the Sahara Desert up in through France and in the southern half of the UK. So don't be surprised if you see some dirty dustiness on your car in the raindrops during the course of Monday and Tuesday, with this latest episode of Saharan dust coming northwards over the British Isles. But we do have a very warm planet at the moment. You can see here 0 0.6 Celsius above normal. Many areas are seeing record or near record breaking temperatures, 30s even in South Korea, parts of Japan, China. We're seeing 40s even into areas such as Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Iran, in the north of India, Pakistan. Of course, we're seeing mid to high 30s or 40s, should I say, actually. Nothing overly exceptional, by the way. It's that time of the year now that we do expect to see temperatures rise sharply over this region of the world ahead of the monsoon. Warmer than normal across the north of Africa, across parts of Mexico and South Texas, where we've seen temperatures into the 40s as well. And some of the areas that are coolest, Europe, parts of northern Asia, a couple of areas of colder than normal, western portions of Canada into Alaska, northwestern United States, southeastern United States as well, as you can see here. And it's going to be one of those things that's going to be interesting to see how this month pans out overall. It's actually quite interesting. See, if you look at the GFS ensemble here, by the way, this is the period now between day 1 through 5 and 12 through 16. And it's interesting how, I've alluded to the fact that we've had a pretty decent chilly start to April. Keeping that in perspective, by the way, because I've seen a couple of interesting tweets by a few sources saying this could be one of the coldest Aprils in years. Not by a long shot, actually, because we've seen just last year the coldest April for the UK since 1986. So keeping things in perspective, minus 9.4 Celsius was recorded last April at 6 inches of snow in Makar, middle portion of April last year. And yeah, while we've seen cold temperatures, snowfall and whatnot, nothing to write home about really. It's just the fact that we're below normal, and that is, to me, the key to all this is, do we see a colder than normal April versus the warmth of the winter just gone here? That is really the whole point in this month. I'm certainly not by any stretch of the imagination trying to hype this month into anything that it isn't, because it isn't extreme. Last April really was a very impressive cold month. This is certainly not on par with that. Look at this here. This is the GFS ensemble, by the way, and you can see here that we start to see the model, the GFS ensemble, indicating a Greenland block developing here. So we start to see high pressure building back up towards Greenland, extending southwards over the North Atlantic, shutting down the westerlies. We'll see the trough returning to Europe as well. So this is all pointing towards a brief spell of warming middle portion of the month, then we'll revert back to colder during the second half of the month. That is going to be the big test and interesting to keep an eye on as we go forward here. Looking at the upcoming 5 days of the GFS ensemble, warmer than normal across the UK, Ireland, and much of Iberia, France, Low Countries, Germany, in the parts of the Alpine region, Czech Republic, warmer than normal. Colder than normal again, back down across areas that have seen warmth in recent times. So, of course, parts of South Italy, the Balkan region, Greece, Turkey, and up into places such as Romania and Bulgaria. We've seen temperatures in the high 20s even in Moldova in recent times. This is the 6 to 10 day, and you can see here warmer than normal. And then if we go right to the end, the 12 to 16 day period, you can see that the temperatures are coming back down once again. And that is, of course, in response to the model seeing the Greenland block developing here. Speaking of Greenland block, Arctic oscillation kind of went back positive, but it's going back negative once again, which is quite interesting. And both the North Atlantic oscillation as well is going back below the neutral line here. So it looks as if a negative Arctic oscillation, North Atlantic oscillation, is coming back into play once again. And that is quite interesting because some sources and some models were almost ending this kind of colder than normal flavour in weather and bringing the warmth and kind of almost kind of holding it in place. I thought it was going to be a transient warm spell, and we would still continue to see the residual effects of that stratospheric warming as we go through the remainder of the month here. But again, I could be wrong. Maybe we won't see the return of colder than normal, but I do expect to see that as we go forward here. In the next couple of videos, I'm going to try and look at the longer range, looking at the month of May, as well as even the June through August period as well. So keep it right here on the channel, and we'll have a look at that next time. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Bye for now.